Chelsea have lost their second game of the season and they are now at 33 points in there. They have not yet moved a single step in there because they won against a team which goes by names of Watford in the midweek. They drew against Manchester United the other weekend, and today they've lost 3-2 to a team which goes by names of West Ham. Welcome to Rokani Football Podcast. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? This is not good news to all the Chelsea fans all over the world, but it's good news to Man City fans, Manchester United fans, Arsenal fans, West Ham fans, and Liverpool fans in there, because now Liverpool has a chance to go top. If at all they win against a side which goes by the names of Wolverhampton, the game is on, it's still 0-0. That will show you that Liverpool will be at 34 points. Man City will be at 35 points if at all they win. So if at all Man City and Liverpool win, Chelsea will slide down to the third position and Manchester City will be topping the table with 35 points and Liverpool will be second with 34 points in there. Now, let's go into the game. The game started in very well. As you see right onto your screen, the first person to score was the Chelsea team. That was Thiago Silva in the first half when a corner was brought in very well and he nodded at the back of the net. Then Lanzini scored a penalty after Eduardo Mendy fouled Bowen, a foul that I really felt like it was really not at a level of a goalkeeper who goes by name of Eduardo Mendy to do, because they played the ball to him back very well and he failed to utilize it very well. We know he's one of the best goalkeepers when it comes to using the ball, but this time around he failed and he caused a penalty. My only worry and doubt about that is I'm doubting VAR. When do they come out to give a penalty? Because he was the last man. The Bowen was going to score and was not shown a red card. You get? Then after, Bowen went ahead to give Chelsea a lead. Then Mason Mount equalized, and after Mason Mount equalized, it was Mason Mount who scored first. Chelsea were 2-1 up. Yeah, Chelsea were 2-1 up in the 44th minute. So we finished the first half when Chelsea was leading by 2-1. We come up in the second half. Bowen equalizes, and in the 87th minute, he's called Masauku, the left back of West Ham, really came out and scored a very beautiful goal. And Mendy would have done better, but he was reading the cross that was coming into his 6 yards area. But Masauku hit it at the back of the net in there, and those were 3-2 goals in there. So now Chelsea has been showing indicators that anytime they're really going to lose the game. The game of Leicester City, they really scored 3 goals, but you saw that Leicester attacked them a lot in the second half, and it was because of Mendy that things never went as they're supposed to go in there. Manchester United, they drew 1-1, though they created very many chances against Manchester United, but they failed to score. The only goal they scored never came from an open game. It never came from an open play. It was a corner. Bissaka fouls Thiago Silva, and it's a penalty for a team which goes by name of Chelsea, and Jorginho scored it to be an equalizer. Even in that same game, Freddie had a chance to give United a lead after Chelsea equalized, because Eduardo Mendy did another mistake, passed the ball to Freddie instead of Chilwell. Was it Chilwell, Marcus Alonso, and Freddie took a baby shot. But if at all he had taken really a very good shot all past in Ronaldo, that would have been another goal and Chelsea would have lost that game of football. In the midweek, they played a team which goes by the names of Watford, and they won by 2-1. But remember, that game spent some good minutes when it was 1-1, and Watford really had loads of chances, but they failed to score them in there. So it shows you that Chelsea was on the brink of losing a game of football, and in the game of West Ham, they have not survived in there. Thomas Tuchel and his side, in this game, they've not created enough chances. I'm going to bring you the statistics and you're going to see them by yourself, and you get to know that what I'm talking about is true and real. So a team which goes by the name of Chelsea looks like it's on a decline. At this kind of time, Chelsea would have been on a high, on a climb, but it's on a decline, because we've always known the Premier League that a team that is leading or topping the table by Christmas has loads of chances of taking the Premier League. That has been there for a very long time. The only team that really slept up was Liverpool that season when Steven Gerrard slept in I think Arsenal slept like thrice. So I feel like Chelsea had to put in a second gear because they have a tally of games that at least they can really go on and win in there. But I really feel like it's not time for them to do that because they are really declining, they're depreciating. It's like starting the season with a lot of energy and then you lose energy. They are losing energy. You get the way they are playing because they play a game of high intensity and they are really facing the problem of injuries. Playing that midfield, we're not having Rokani or Kovacic, and you're playing with Loftus-Cheek in there. Saul Niguez would have been coming there. In the game of Watford, they brought him. He played very well, very badly, and he was taken off for the second time after playing only 45 minutes of the game. So it shows you that they're really having a problem in the midfield, and Lukaku is just returning. Timo Werner not scoring. Kai Havertz not yet back to where he started the season. Reece James has been their savior and he's their top scorer this season in the Premier League and Champions League. Both I think has 5 goals in the Champions League and 4 in here. It shows you that Chelsea is really up for a very, very bad Christmas period because they're having games in there that are really going to be, it's going to be a marathon of games. It's going to be a marathon of games until the 30th of December. Then we go into the FA Cup. They will lose some players in there. They will lose Eduardo Mendy as they go in for the African Cup of Nations in January, but that doesn't worry because they have Kepa as a Balaga. But of course, Eduardo Mendy is Eduardo Mendy. Those 2 Premier League games that they're really going to miss out might really cost Chelsea a title, as you've seen this one of West Ham. So I really feel like it's something that Chelsea should really work upon immediately because these are games supposed to collect points. You shouldn't lose against West Ham, however good they are, however they're in the top 4. You shouldn't lose to a team which goes by names of West Ham in there. When you look at West Ham, Antonio really had a silent game. It was a dull game though. He really tried to use his energy past Rudiger and Thiago Silva, but he couldn't because they are energetic and fast in there. But these other players really had to come up and hurt Chelsea in there. The third goal really looked like Masauku who took that cross. He was like taking a cross, but it went directly to the back of the net. It looked like he never intended it. Even the celebration showed that he never intended to hit that ball like that to go to the back of the net. But all in all, it's a win for West Ham and Chelsea, and have now lost 2 games. The first game they lost to Man City at Stamford Bridge, and the second game they've lost to West Ham in there. It shows you that they're really going to lose more because in the game of West Ham, Watford they played the midweek, they would have lost. They would have lost to Manchester United, and they've not yet created chances as they created when they're playing Manchester United. You get, and they are not clinical enough because when you look at all those goals of Chelsea, it's not like they've been clear chances created. Chelsea started a season where they are creating clear chances. Now it's hard for them to get a clear chance. Even the small ones, the little chances that they are having, they don't utilize them. You have to be clinical if at all you are ready to compete onto this game of football. Right now Liverpool is playing, but they are really lagging behind. Also, the game is still 0-0. Wolves is telling them you are taking no point from here. So let's wait and see what happens. But Chelsea fans are there praying for Liverpool not to win. Man City is playing Watford. Man City is going to win that one. So we wait and see where this game of football is going to end in the weekend as Manchester United comes in tomorrow to play against Crystal Palace, and Arsenal will summarize the week on Monday as they play against Everton, and they're really going to be hosting it at the Emirates in there. Now let's go into the statistics and show you how much this team was suffocated. A team which goes by the Chelsea was suffocated in that. Now, 11 shots for West Ham. Chelsea had 19. 5 shots on target for West Ham, and they managed to get 3 goals. 7 shots for Chelsea. They managed to get 2 goals. 36% ball possession for West Ham, 64% ball possession for a team which goes by the name of Chelsea. 328 passes for West Ham completed. Chelsea completed 570 passes in the entire 90 minutes. 74% passing accuracy, and Chelsea had 85%. 10 fouls for West Ham, 10 fouls for Chelsea. 1 yellow card for West Ham, 3 yellow cards for Chelsea. 0 red cards for both sides. 3 yellow cards to West Ham, 1 yellow card for a team which goes by the name of Chelsea, and that was Jorginho. I remember that very well. 1 corner for West Ham and 9 corners for Chelsea in there. When you look at that, it shows you that Chelsea had had an upper hand in winning this game, but they really never utilized the chances they got, because West Ham getting just 5 shots on target, they got 3 goals. Chelsea having 7 shots on target, they managed to get 2 only. It shows you how much they're not clinical. At least you should score half of the chances you create. Yeah, that's it. If at all you're really going to be a clinical side, you score half of the chances that you create, especially in games like these when you're facing teams like West Ham, because they're not really going to let you get in lots of goals past them. They're really going to let you just get in 2 or 3 in there. And the bad thing with them, they will also, when they get a chance, they will hurt you, as you've seen them do today in there. Remember, they beat Liverpool. They are the only team that beat Liverpool. And secondly, they are the only team that was going to beat Manchester United. Remember, that game was going to end 2-2. They were going to draw 2-2 with Manchester United, but Noble came up and took a penalty in the 90th minute. It was saved by David De Gea. So what does that show you? It shows you that West Ham is really a team that is that is ready to hurt the big lions of the Premier League in there. So guys, I would like to see your reaction in the comment section below. That is my match reaction for West Ham 3, Chelsea 2, as they slip down again in there. And if at all Liverpool or Man City wins, Chelsea are really going to go into the 3rd position. And just know, as the Premier League is going, the start of the game of Chelsea losing to West Ham shows you that all these other games aren't going to be easy. That's why you see it's now, let me check, it's like 70 minutes Liverpool versus the side which goes by the names of Wolves. It's still 0-0, and Man City are going to have a hard game too. You wait and see. You'll come and tell me here that Rokani told us. Thank you for watching in the Rokani Football Podcast. Smash the like button, comment and share. This is Rokani David, aka RT. Those in Uganda, tomorrow there is a big one. Vipers versus KCC. I'm out for now. See you later. We've been broadcasting live from the African Cover Studios. I'm out for now.